What is up guys, the PC client for Punishing Grey Raven is finally almost here, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to go over the gacha system and the pricing in PGR so that new players, both free-to-play and whales, can know what to expect going in. I personally think this game is very generous to free-to-play players, but we'll get into the specifics a bit later. First, we're going to go over each banner in PGR. Every banner takes their own type of ticket, but it's always 250 tickets for one pool. Keep in mind, your pity for event banners will carry over to the same type of banner when the banners rotate. The first is the member target banner, which is your standard permanent banner. It uses basic construct R&D tickets, and every 10 pulls you're guaranteed an A rank omniframe, or construct as they are previously called, and an S rank every 60 pulls. When you first start the game, your first S rank from this banner will have a hard pity of 40 pulls instead of 60. Now, what's interesting is you can either lead the A rank pool to complete RNG, or you can choose a specific character to have an 80% chance of pulling them every time. This way you can actually build an A rank to higher ranks pretty quickly if you like that character. For S rank, it's complete RNG, but that's what the other banners are for. The next banner is the Target Weapon Research, which is the permanent weapon banner. This is how you pull for all the weapons in the game, and it uses target weapon R&D tickets. Every 10 pull, you're guaranteed a 5-star weapon, and every 30 pulls, you're guaranteed a 6-star. Now, whenever you want, you can choose which weapon you want to pull for from this list here. Every character's signature 5 and 6-star is on here, even the newest one. However, even if you select your weapon, it's an 80% chance you get your chosen weapon once you actually hit a 5 or 6-star. If you're unlucky and miss the 80%, you'll get one of 2 other weapons. What these 2 weapons are is predetermined for every weapon. For example, if I choose Veritas' signature weapon, the Tonitrus, there's an 80% chance of pulling that, a 10% chance of pulling the Fusion Dragon, and a 10% chance of the purple Peony. The same goes for the 5-star, and you can see which weapons are grouped together along with the actual rates in the game. Next is the Weapon Research banner. Now, this banner is kind of irrelevant. It's basically the previous banner, except everything's RNG, so you would never pull on this unless you get basic weapon RNG tickets for free. Now we move on to the character banners. First, we have the themed event construct banner. This is what you will probably pull most on. Every new S rank uniframe will be on here. For the last battle patch that just started, it's the S rank Nanami Starfarer, and you can see that it's a 100% chance of pulling her with a hard pity of 60 pulls. That's right, in PGR you can guarantee getting every new S rank if you have 60 pulls. Now, each individual pull has a 0.5% chance of pulling the S rank, and every 10 pulls you're guaranteed a random A rank. Now, once the featured character leaves this banner, they will almost never come back with the 100% rate except in very rare banners. Now moving on to the Fate themed construct banner. Now this is basically the previous banner but with one difference. Instead of 60 pulls being the hard pity, it's now a random number from 80 to 100. It's a gacha within a gacha. The catch is, now instead of a 0.5% chance of the S rank each pull, it's 1.5. Now that sounds kinda good, except if you do the math, at 1.5%, the expected amount of pulls for an S rank is 67 pulls, which is already higher than the hard pity limit of the regular themed banner, so pretty much there's no reason to ever pull on this banner. Next, we have the Arrival Construct banner. This is how you get S ranks whose 100% banner has already passed. Every 2 weeks, this banner will rotate and introduce 3 random S ranks which you can select from. Once selected, you have a 70% chance of pulling that character, and if you don't hit, you'll get a random S rank and be guaranteed your chosen S rank the next time. This also has the same 0.5% S rank rate and 60 pull pity. Next is the Fate Arrival Construct banner. Same situation as the themed banner, it's the same as the previous banner where you can choose 3 past characters except with a higher pull rate and higher pity. So again, it's pretty much never worth it to pull on this. Then we have the Target Uniframe banner. Now, Uniframes are special characters that, despite being S rank, are the same cost as an A rank. I can choose which character I want from this list with a hard pity of 10 pulls, and I will get my selected character at an 80% rate. Now, a lot of patches actually have a Uniframe as a new character, in which case you are 100% guaranteed to pull a copy of them every 10 pulls, which actually applies to the regular A ranks on the member target banner as well. So you might be wondering, what's the catch with these cheap S ranks? The reason is, Uniframes are special characters that are meant for very specific game modes in PGR. If you mix them with regular Omniframes, you will suffer a big damage penalty, and so a lot of players don't really use them that much. However, I think some Uniframes are pretty fun, and at 10 pulls a copy, I think picking some up here and there is fine. The last banner is the Combat Unit Booster, or Cub for short. Cubs are pets that you can attach to a character to provide buffs and have their own unique attack. There are A-rank general purpose cubs, and S-rank character specific cubs which have special synergy if you pair the character and the cub together. However, only a couple characters have their own unique cub right now. Every 10 pulls you're guaranteed a random A-rank and 20 pulls for an S-rank, but the selected cub only has an 80% rate unless it's the debut banner like the Jet Jaeger here, in which case it's a 100% guarantee. You do get cub R&D tickets from certain events, and as a free-to-play, if you really like a certain S-rank character, you can save up for their cub if they have one. Okay, now that we've gone over every banner, you might be thinking, 100% banner, 80% banners, that sounds pretty generous, but how many pulls do you actually get as a free-to-play, or how much do pulls cost if you want to whale? So the exact number varies from patch to patch, but as a completely free-to-play player, you can expect to get at least 30 pulls worth of black cards every patch, which lasts around 5 weeks. Black cards are the general purpose currency, which you can exchange for any banner specific currencies. On top of this, you'll get a couple banner specific pulls just from playing the game and doing events. Now, looking at the future characters coming out, we can see that S-rank character usually comes out every other patch, except this part right here where we have 3 S-ranks back to back. So 60 pull, 10 pull, 60 pull, 10 pull, you get the idea. This basically means as a free-to-play player, you can almost guarantee getting every new character. However, if you want to go back and get some of the older characters, you will have to either skip out on a banner here and there or just get very lucky. In addition, there are actually ways to get free S-ranks. When you first play the game, you will be given a free S-rank selector. Now don't get too excited, you can only select from these 5 characters. However, Liv Luminance, Kamui Tenebrion, and Karenina Ember are actually still meta and very good in the global server, although the latter 2 have been replaced in the meta with future characters. In addition, certain patches like the current one will actually give you another S-rank selector. This one actually gives you more options, although all of them are still older characters, but some of these characters are still fun and meta. Okay, now that we've established how to get every character, what if we want to go further? Every banner character starts at A or S rank, but you can evolve them to double S rank, triple S, and a triple S plus rank. Once you have a character, it takes 20 inverse shards to upgrade them to S rank, 30 more shards to double S, 90 to triple S, and finally 180 more shards for triple S plus. So how do you get inverse shards? Well, the most basic way is pulling extra copies of the character from the banner. For A rank characters, each additional copy will give you 18 shards, and 30 for an S rank character. Another way is the Phantom Pain Cage shop, which is one of the permanent game modes. Every couple months, you can accumulate enough currency to buy 30 shards for one S rank character. This means that as a free-to-play, you can get double S rank on several of your favorite characters. In addition, for A ranks, you can also farm their shards with their respective interludes, although I don't really recommend this unless you really like a specific character, as it takes a lot of your serum. So looking at S rank characters, if you pull the base copy and bat the Phantom Pain Cage inverse shards, you will have double S. From there, it'll take 3 copies to triple S and 6 more copies to triple S plus a character. So in total, it takes 10 copies to get and triple S plus an S rank, or 11 copies if you don't want to wait for PPC. On top of this, we also have a character's signature 6-star weapon. As previously mentioned, if you pull up to 30 times, there's an 80% chance of getting your selected weapon. Getting a 6-star weapon is a pretty significant upgrade over a 5-star, which you can get for free by playing enough co-op or pulling 10 times. If you want to invest in a character past S rank, it's probably most efficient to get their weapon first before going for more copies of the actual character. In addition, every weapon has up to 3 resonance slots, which each use up a copy of another 6-star weapon to add a special effect. Essentially, it will cost up to 30 pulls for each resonance, but the effects can be decent and it might be worth going for 1 or 2 resonances before going for a triple S on a character. Now that we know what we're swiping for, how much will it cost in real money? If you go to the top up section, you can see several different tabs. Everything here costs rainbow cards or RC, which is the currency you get for swiping. If you go to the daily supply pack, you can see that every week, which resets on Monday, you can buy 1 weekly event and 1 weapon R&D bundle. Looking at the price, it's 500 tickets for 20 RC, which is a 25:1 ratio. So as a general rule, if you're not getting at least a 25:1 ratio, it's a bad deal. I'm going to use the global server with the US dollar for calculations. Going to the recharge tab, you can see $100 will get you 600 RC, Now at our minimum ratio of 25:1, that means for $100 you get 15,000 tickets, which is coincidentally 60 pulls or 1 guaranteed S rank. Of course, for light spenders, you will get more value than 25:1, and big whales will get less value. It all depends on how many good value packs you get. So let's talk about the good deals. In the limited supply tab, we have several different event packs. These event packs will come every patch and usually you can only buy one of each. Some of these are really good value, but some actually don't even meet the 25:1 ratio, so be mindful and do your math before buying these. The really good value stuff is in the monthly pass tab. Here, you can buy the monthly passes, which give you stuff for every day you log on. Monthly pass A is the best value at a ratio of 110 black cards per RC. However, you can't get pass A and pass C at the same time. The serum pass is only a ratio of 32:1, which is still pretty good, but it also gives you 3600 milliliters of serum a month, which you might want if you want to quickly progress your account. The weapon monthly pass is also a ratio of 32:1, but it also gives you 30 weapon resonance shards. You need 150 shards to get one weapon resonance material, which you can use instead of a 6-star weapon to get resonance. Overall, just keep in mind these things don't give all black cards. Some of these are banner specific tickets and the total value of the item might be good, but some players might not care about weapon tickets or cup tickets or whatever, so just keep that in mind before buying. Next, we're going to move on to the battle pass. There are 3 tiers, top one being the free tier and gives upgrade materials. The second tier gives 2500 cup tickets for 30 cards, which is a 83:1 ratio, which is very high value, in addition to a bunch of cup upgrading materials. The bottom tier gives 2500 event construct tickets for 68 RC, which is a 36:1 ratio on top of a bunch of upgrade materials. On top of that, all these tiers also give trade vouchers, which can be exchanged for rare materials or even inverse shards. Right now, only Capriccio's shards are in the shop, but other characters will be added in the future. Lastly, if you're a whale and you've bought all these deals and still want more, the final resort is the black card exchange. As you can see, even the best deal is 6,000 black cards for 600 RC, which is a terrible 10:1 ratio, so I would very much recommend staying away from this exchange as much as possible. Here I've converted the cost of some of the deals to dollars. So if you're planning on being a light spender, $5 for the monthly pass A or C is a really good value, and the serum monthly pass and the top secret intel battle pass tier are also decent value, and will help you progress your account faster. There are also sometimes very high value packs in the limited supply pack section, but those are kinda rare. So basically, to sum it all up, if you're a free-to-play player, you can expect to get every new character that comes out, or if you want to skip a banner, you can go for an older character instead. You'll also be able to eventually double S your favorite S ranks through Phantom Pain Cage, but getting signature weapons or cubs will be rare. If you're a dolphin, you can expect to get signature weapons for new characters and any signature cub that comes out as well. You'll still probably use double S characters unless you save 2 or 3 patches for a single triple S. If you're going to whale in this game, then honestly, nothing I say will change your mind, but make sure you buy all the weekly and monthly value packs first and avoid the black card exchange as much as possible, although it's probably inevitable. Again, that 10:1 ratio is really bad, and maxing out a single character will cost thousands of dollars. One final note I will make is that if you are planning on spending money in this game, I suggest you recharge rainbow cards through Google Play. This way you will get some of your money back in the form of points so that you can throw more money at the game. But anyways, that'll be it. Thank you for watching and good luck on your pulls.